Hi, this is Monique Hussein. I'm from Panama City, Florida. I'm living here temporarily. I heard about the news of Little Wayne. Not happy about it. I don't think it have anything to do with the recording. The 4020 M.E.T. Not 45. Two different things. 4020 M.E.T. Um, I know for myself he's innocent. His part in doing so was caught up in what we call this case file. I'm a detective and PI. I tell you several things that happened in the town of living in Huntsville. I sent out for one detective named Joe Kent. He shows up. Great. Three of us showed up. I did not give approval at the time or gave approval to do. Never denying that if they were, they were, but they didn't have the approval at the time. They showed up. I knew just how it could actually be. Believe it or not, everyone is human. The only good, or should I say, there's only one God. You're going to give in your personal opinion, and you might not. 4020 M.E.T. was scandalized as being racist or white. Well, that's why some people were told not to give part in it. Unless you would ask, and you was asked for the fact that you might feel offended over what is to be said and then to be said for what reason that led to the whole true story that is of it. It is about black and white people. It is about a personal life situation that became many personals. So in this, my son is more protective over me. He do not owe someone that wasn't in danger. That might have placed themselves somewhere on their own. They shouldn't have and was told not to do that by me or him because we knew who the person might be. No. 9 out of 10, if you saw him and they were seen with something that shouldn't be, his name got caught up in scandals that shouldn't have been. Someone started frauding the mother outside. The two became a three. Away from the mother, that is my mother, that is the grandmother. And the one that, but away from all of that, as I knew, this one and that. People sometimes have to make your life miserable before they can feel good about who they are and the things they made. When this was done, Lil Wayne did not do a terrorist act by coming to my project apartment 126C. There is no mistake in it. I have a lease in Huntsville projects that listed that. When they closed Sparkman Homes, I was one to leave. He did not by coming to visit me. Growing up, he knew me as Monique. That's my born name. But they called me Monique. He knew I was his birth mother. So he came by and he visited under alias name Al. As innocent as life is for him, I am one hurt mother. To know that with all the crime out there that was done by non-terrorist preventers that were credited for doing something that they were not trying to do, they was actually doing, and they were robbing. Not Robin Hood, not a bird. They were actually out to rob banks, businesses, and all. That the point is to him. He himself had to protect himself if he did somehow. The person that lied against him, stating that was her son, took advantage of what is called celebrity profile. They dragged with people that they should have totally stayed against because they were not one and they lied. So here, what happens is these people or that group decides for themselves they're going to do the opposite of what 4020 M.E.T. is. 4020 M.E.T. is to protect it. They're all of that. 45, I don't know, maybe that's a name that the ex-in-law brought up for her own, that it looked like she was really recognized only in the eye of what she called her own personal, as they were lying. Now, This young man, yes, he does. He shows up to my apartment. I know that's him. He's Morella brother. And the family is happy. We all enjoying the moment. He came to my candlelight and visible. He's not sharing information about what we did as a family to anybody else that shouldn't know. That is not a crime if he chooses to enhold all of that info for himself. If those who were invited in there wanted to be a part, they should have knocked on the door and asked. No one spoke and asked a damn thing. So I don't think he need to do that, but to explain to my brother if he asks. He don't feel he need to, because it's regular communication like family do. Get along and enjoy the moment. Cook, feed, that's it. He was invited himself. So these young ladies did not want to see the truth of who Lil Wayne is as he is Sean's son. Be with his dad. As they wanted to be the mothers. I look pretty bad right now. My face is swollen and some other things have taken on era that shouldn't have. They were very jealous because themselves did not have the opportunity. You say, well, why Puffin? He's just a regular colored celebrity where he's well known for Bad Boy Entertainment as being and some other things. Sort of like the starter for colors, the problem is a whole lot in between me and him with that. Okay? The comment was made for good. Chris Brown is not a bad person. They all the siblings. They did nothing against who the hell is called Mama Gavon. I did not have to call a damn soul and mention to them, I'm going to talk about my damn kids. As my brother said, and he had the right to speak to him. In the mixing of this, that there was too much interference, it placed some marriages to look like they were against and fighting each other, that they weren't no supposed to, no should have ever been where they were separated.
Come.
The ones that do fit it.
My mom needs you.
So what happens here, there was a lot of plain situations and problems in Alabama that was not reported to FDA nor the White House. That's the tower. Some of those things were not reported. My son tries to do. I cannot tell you if they're looking for me to announce that my boy had actually been nearly killed, deceased, or anything. I have not heard from him from that one time. I believe he's all right. But there's a lot of clause in it. The incident that happened right at that Walmart with those 3-4 kids was ridiculous. I have a 14-year-old. She have little sisters she protect and look after. But more than likely, they would have then jumped on Shonique, because Shonique herself is one that is sweet to people and treat people very kind. She is. She was in my household. When you don't have answers for yourself, sometimes it's best to stay out of others' situations so you won't destroy their life. Instead of you thinking it's the other way. Just because we here, it does not make it as though we don't have bigger homes between me and my husband. It's just who is the effort going out to? Is it the person that is the problem, sibling or cousin? When Lil Wayne was little, he was never known to that girl until years came on. That young lady decides if she's on a regular job, it makes her cleaner and innocent. It have nothing to do with that. His label was marked under the name Mia. It looked like it took a turn to the V. Away from the name Vernell, Veronica, Valerie, and all of that. And it marked him as being something he didn't want. Some things should be always asked, then told. Some people shouldn't have ever approached him unless it was advisable they could. There is a TA going on. And there are some kids from Troy, Alabama that literally know what they done wrong and what they family done in and out there. I do not mark Alabama innocent, and I'm not pulling the door for NAACP, Mason, Eastern Star to feel like they had a better chance of being publicized as freedom blacks. I don't know how the hell more could you act for freedom. Do you want the white people to move off earth, die, and leave you in charge? Hell no. That's never gonna happen. Now they made room, and some of them is managers, some people is owners. Lil Wayne is a big example. He did not take advantage of black people, even if he was truly born white. He embraced it, people, and ones of human. So the part on any gun charges, I think and I feel should be totally removed. You have to get in. He's also, and I'm going to say this to the white, Caucasian. They like that Caucasian. To me, I see burnt. I don't know what that means. I know white and black. He's one of the keys. You cannot do him that. He's a blessing to earth. I, myself, as being the mother in any condition, in any distance, had to defend my children. You cannot have my place on earth. I am tired of fake pretenders and those that go out there and speak to people that they should close their mouth. There is not a Paulette, Bradley Simmons, or whoever Simmons that should say she's the mama. He have the right to have you arrested. I don't know what it is, but it seems like some of them are getting away too far. When you start stealing planes out of the base, flying it around the earth, and you're not noticed that you're doing a crime, it's a problem. People started literally being snatched up that the damn soldiers that are legally enrolled and went to any training did not do. Some of them were innocent to what people that shouldn't have done did. These ones that done it, away from what is that my kids might be in a vessel or what, has literally snatched certain people off and done evil things to them. This case is real big. It's huge. It's part of my 4020M.E.T. I say my because I created it. I started it as in protecting for the movie to move. It was never supposed to be a war battle, nor something where we had to deal with outsiders in that I never sat and talked. You might have even saw at the apartment if the cop came through to surveillance the apartment. Who was that walking out my back door? That's why I always tell my kids, if you show up, don't bring no one. I did not say could not come around. And it was a couple of them that did. Christian is my son. He's not bad. His name would have been Christon, but that's not how birth and delivery took it. They want to control what is that they can't and they will not. You say you want to make everyone happy. You cannot do it in that manner. When a child starts shooting people with guns and stabbing it, there's a problem. This is the thing. When you get real aggravated to the point where you can't take it no more, that you haven't spoke to someone, it can be a bad situation. That never took place there. He was being set up as they were attacking him. I came to Louisiana to visit, to help, to be here with my husband while he actually helped in storm situation. I live and he live in Panama. I am headed back between that and Miami. But I have to tend to this. Because see, through it, my son do love me. His love for me should not be where it's rendered, anything like that. They say life, first I'm hearing 10, then I'm hearing life. I don't know what the heck they're talking about, but 4020M.E.T. is supposed to be respected in the court of law that this case get done. I have a list of my people. I will not give it to no dreaded thief or what you call murderer. In this home, we're renting from someone that is known Simmons, Walter, that might be bad, but this person's supposed to disown from that. I don't know who all. I have to get the names. And that's it. It's supposed to be like a family Johnson reunion, videotape, everything wonderful in it. It's going to talk about people. Just imagine how many people talked about me and my mama and my brothers before I had kids, as they had to make arrangements to state they was going to do what? Yes. And that's not what was ever in our heart to do. You might say if she's white, slavery and tree. I hear people yelling in the backyard all the time. I don't want to hear that. Now you can fuck around and it be just like it was before. And worse. Because when you start going around murdering and killing people, especially the innocent, and white people start missing in their families, no different than Blackfield, it becomes a bad situation. I did the story so I can meet my white family, not lose them. No different than no one else wanting theirs. So with my kid, that is to love to many, that is not right. My advice to Reginae, my granddaughter, just be mindful of who you speak to. I know you might say, my mama is black, my daddy is whatever. If your daddy was crazy, that's still between you and your mama, but he's not. That does not mean that put you in part. Did he ever tell her, do not be around her family? She want him away from who's who. He might say, don't meet that one because what? He know that person individually by face and name. That he's literally saying, do not get caught up with what you call the regular eye of black and white or black. That's it. That is not wrong. I can tell you some things I knew he been through. When he go on the stage and he perform, he's performing from his heart. When you sing and you rap, your lyrics have to be happy. The Hannah gave on and his uncle, or should I say his Uncle Jerome and someone, is not okay. There was a 2 woman to 1 man mix up. He knew this man since he was little, like nearly or so a baby. That's not okay. He's not out there trying to fight over this and that. It's, you do what you're supposed to do. So, in other words, if she's responsible for her own actions, she is. If she wanted to, that was it. But we all know who the heck the other end is, or who the other half, and what is what. So, he did not have easy trails. Him and his brother BJ. You haven't heard of him? He has 2 brothers named BJ. BJ, known as Peach's brother, is not his brother. BJ, known from the one he knows as his dance crew, is one. BJ Smalls is one minus Smalls because he should carry the name Combs, as my brother Vanilla said, give him his name Carter. That itself, away from his cousin known as Doris. That is Avant. They know each other. That's not a whole different thing or problem. I would know them. How would I not know? I was out there. I'm the one that done all the walking. I walked it that they would feel bad, but it would only be his brother, that is the non-daddy, or my birth certificate than Mr. Wilbur Simmons Sr. himself. If I leave it alone, it seems like it's okay. That's a threat. If I don't, then that means I never do. How long we been going through this? Over 30-some years to more? It needs to end. When it start attacking the kids, grandkids, or whatever, it really does. But some people got themselves involved and shouldn't have. Not that they felt they would be a threat, because they choose to, but they only made it rough for other people who would have been the one that needed to be pulled for to go through something. I don't know no woman that should ever get mad over him being announced. when he went on stage and he started going through the boo or whatever they did, that was not right. That was evil and defiled. Now, one thing is to be known, and I'm going to tell you this. There is a young boy. That young boy looks almost like your dad. And they might try to announce that your brother. I do know his face. And his mama name start with the letter V. Sometimes when some people can't get their way, they do evil things. I feel it should never be, but I have not identified who that is as an if it is or if it is not up. So this is what I want you to do. You can take this in and have it verified. Because that is just not right. They want him to be sick, but he needs to also make sure he takes those medication pills for what he have. That runs in my family too. Through all the problems that went on, this was not known. And Puffy is part victim to some of that. But you would say, with that many people, how can one person attack you or the family do and y'all don't handle it? You would not believe America. Who's the judge that attended him? I just admitted who attended my case, but there's more cases. If this girl is stating they're all family and one gets down knowing they were wrong, then it look like the whole damn family wrong. No, Joe Henry Jr. is not his dad, no stepdad. Martin Lawrence is not, although they went by to see him and Teresa Randall one day. That was it. Strength. That what needs to be seen. Please stop. Strength need to be seen. Truth. And all this yabba yabba yabba. I'm going to live right there how the story started. Because I'm more comfortable hearing this and watching you get away with it. You lose your place just where the hell you is. Because God makes a damn judgment on that. Whether he's locked up or not, we still want this case to be done. It can hit many courthouses. Then granddaddy, he comes and he brings someone. If it's not me, you be concerned. That's it. Anything that they need to ask me, question me, please do. I am not going to probably go to the courthouse and report it. He did not steal my purse. Him nor his brothers. If they did have it, they kept it with them. They took it from the people that probably did. Sometimes you can say you're being a hero and you're doing good, and it look like you the problem when you ain't. When you is totally, I said ain't A-I-N-T apostrophe T, and you totally not. I've watched him in the years. He do not enjoy working regular jobs, but he will whenever. He didn't say he planned on making that. Someone is making decisions that other white men and women need to realize what is to not accept. They have conversations in my face. It took me, during the time my kids was in foster home, for me to go through this and that, to find my way out just to get that. Joe Henry Smalls need to let it go. He was given his freedom back in 2017 in February to go on and marry. If he's with this young lady that is from the same area of South Carolina, he needed to move on, but they needed to stop mentioning my name. If DNA was done and it showed that the DNA is not of Joe Henry Jr. for any two of those kids or the three, then hey, let it be. To say that's the only way you keep that man with you, that's a shame. Obviously, you shouldn't have touched him and you should have let somebody else approach him. I am not. My mom, I'm going to give you a disappointment. They say her mama died when she was 5. That's not, okay? That's like nearly a retarded bullshit that they placed it to say. The man that lived did look like, she did look like, but that's not a blood daddy. Her mother is still living, and her grandmother. She was not hired to do that part. She literally walked in as Linda's mother. Now what I want is all the lies to stop. She raised 4 kids out of many being born. Alexandra, one named El Dorado, Jerome, and me, Monique. That name is not put on it, but DJ is what they call him. The last name is not to be mentioned. I cannot say no more about that, but that's it. You made an error, a big one, and it's hurting you instead of me, Bole. They cannot be looking for me out there. That was never my home and my intention to stay there forever. Nellie, thank you so much. Little Wayne was in that hotel in Huntsville, Alabama, as he remained calm and consoled being in there during the time we was doing this cases. He saw a lot of things he could evidential say, and I can make sure that everything matched up. He, Nellie, some other things was going on. My mother was held against her own will. No lie. It was not like a regular robbery and somebody hold a gun to your head. It's like really serious situations. I myself dealt with that when they stole my purse. I don't talk about, but I'm talking about the people that surrounded me. Him and Nellie were very calm. Ain't this Louisiana is his town? Or what is it? Okay, that's my daughter, kid's father. Some people can get caught up on and they totally don't even place the we in it or what. I know when I rode that bus, when I walked that road, when I got to drive, there was a reason why. If my son decided he was going to get a car and give it to his mama, and he drive his, that's not wrong. Him, Jordan Smith, not Jordan whoever. And they're not wrong to bring it. The thing is, where the key is in the morning, I don't see it. I don't have it. There is one called Delilah. Her last name might be under the name Turner. Cole, I don't know what her last name is. And she herself was not supposed to expose herself like that. There are some trying to be there. How you can expose this one? I just told you they're brothers. That's not. Jessica Smalls need to back away. I don't know how that is. When you notice there's a cop running in your backyard or running in the backyard you're staying at, and he's trying to put his clothes on and get himself together like he's been attacked, you know there's a problem. Now, I'm going to be honest, you might have heard someone say something about a big snake. That's true. You saw on TV about that big snake they catch in Florida that was in somebody's backyard. That can be possible. That is true. And where my son took a break at, I actually have his hat and his book bag. I was going to mail it to him because when I was cleaning over there when we was leaving, I said to myself, let me see if he left something else. Because I know somebody was over there. It was left there. It was some things left there. But I'm trying to remember what college he coached at. It's Nevada. He told me the name of it in Nevada. I found it, and I have it. One thing I would like to do, Papa word mama. It's time for us to meet communication. My mama's out there, she don't see me, she's not okay. Only when she go out there. When she's around him, she's okay, that's her husband. She's gonna feel comfortable around him. If she don't see me, she might just ride up here and come see how I'm doing. There's nothing wrong with that. I can't get mad because the white lady won't come see me. You jealous? However, today is January 27th, 2021. May God bless, hold us all together. But I ask you, God, to just protect my child, my children, the loved ones, the ones that became victims, the families that lost someone, people that serve this country, those that got lost and find themselves pushing carts, not finding their way back home, or even going through what is that they brought their cart up wherever they knew that I misleads. That's just a middle name. It's Hussein Flores M.E.T. I just ask you, Lord, to just protect my mother, Lord, and my father, and allow her to be conquerors in all situations. My daughter Shawnee, my babies, boys and girls, my uncles, my aunts, all of those four. I just ask you, Lord, that we all just get through this, that we all find ourselves in communication and discussing, and conversating and meeting, and placing ourselves where, or placing them where they should be at. Because see, this is what, amen, He allowed me to have the meeting. Some did not meet, some did not want to, some refused, they figured they was too big and tarry on to do. Some wanted to run it, some did not. If I placed it in Nisha and Sheena Carter to run the choir, that's it. If I placed it Nisha, Sheena, and Quan, that's it. If they wanted to be a part plus, then that's something. Just because they're in the facility of being around me, even if I sleep, because they're not going to be in the same bed, that does not make them 4020M.E.T members. The young lady known as Rihanna, my sister child, not my daughter. Stay in there, baby. Hang on. Some things should have not been done for the hurt that took place, or what took after, but just hang in there. Drake and the ones I didn't call that they felt like they should at least be mentioned, that I might not have gotten to it all. Skinny Fatty, Adrian, I'm going to tell you this, baby. Sometimes you just have to be the smaller person, conversation, so that you can know and understand where your place is. Nothing can be more ignorant to stand in front of a group of people and just open your mouth to minor things that really don't lead to why they would literally take a day out of life to hear. True. Again, that's my words directly. This is Detective Hussein Flores, known as Leeds. Nika Royal too. Monique is my first name. And my middle name, Rencia, is just like my daughter. I placed it as a signing of her birth. and many years ago. Thank you.